Brett makes me feel loved and cherished in a way that I never thought I would feel. So we met on Bumble, which I didn't actually think I would meet the person I'm spending the rest of my life with on a dating app, especially one where you swipe right.
We started talking, kind of hit it off right away, and then we realized that our dads were really close friends, but we had no idea.
I was going in, right when you go on a date with one of your dad's best friend's sons, it's kind of intimidating because I want to hold up my end of the bargain and also don't want to make it uncomfortable if it didn't work out. And I remember before I got into the car, I prayed, God, I hope this is my last first date. I trust that you're faithful and I know that you have a plan, but I hope this is the last one.
First impressions, that she had a really good heart, really passionate about what she does. She had a good sense of humor. And then when we actually met in person for the first time, there was a comfort there. She was super welcoming, very down to earth. And we ended up being there for probably 3-4 hours just talking.
I'm a pretty reserved person in life, and I think I shared my entire life story in the first hour and a half of our date. And my first impression of him was that he was a listener and laughed at times that I needed him to laugh and not be awkward.
Instantly knew that there would be a couple more dates after that.
I walked away knowing that he is just a genuine human, and I've continued to learn that over the course of dating engagement, that Brett is one of the most genuine, honest, real people that I know in my life, and that was one of the first impressions from our first date. So our second date, after the first date, we kind of had the awkward well, my dad might know that I went out on a date with you, and both of our dads definitely knew, and so our second date, I knew that it was going to be kind of the deciding factor.
So second date, we took an hour car ride. We went for a hike. We sat and talked on a rock on the river, probably for 2 hours.
There was a moment we were sitting on the rock down by the river, and there was rock climbers climbing on the other side, on the Minnesota side. And I remember just the sense of peace that washed over me of you can be honest with him, you can open up your heart to this person.
On our drive home, one of our favorite country songs, I didn't know that was one of her interests, but she started singing one of the country songs.
I remember I took my shoes off, I had my shoes up on the dashboard, and I just looked over at him and knew. It was a feeling I can't describe.
I just knew that this is going to be it at that moment. We were driving on the highway and she was just relaxed, singing, and it was kind of a surreal moment.
I remember going to bed that night and thinking, you're absolutely crazy for thinking that this is it. And every time we passed by that 94 drive-in movie theater, I think to myself, that's when I knew that he was the one who I was going to spend the rest of my life with.
Anne is probably the most passionate person I've ever met. She's passionate about everything she does. To accompany that, she's also very caring. She does that. You can see it when she's teaching. You can see it through her family. They're all very close.
Brett is one of the most caring people, if not the most caring person I know. He puts his heart into everything that he does, whether it's our relationship, whether it's his relationship with his family, whether it's being a teacher or a coach. He commits himself in a way that he doesn't commit just because he has to do it, but he commits because he cares, and he cares deeply. He's so steady, and I can ebb and flow in my emotions. I'm a roller coaster at times, and his steadiness and his caring and his ability to know when I need tenderness and when I need him to crack a joke or be awkward or say something goofy is just something that I've never experienced in life before.
Anne makes me feel very loved. I know that when we're together, that she loves me and that she cares about me. I just feel comfortable and I feel secure and overall just loved. We went to Grand Marais, Minnesota, and we spent the morning hiking, and she ended up, being as loving as she is. She had snacks all ready for us. We were gonna have vegetables, and she ended up choking on a piece of carrot. And I had to give her the Heimlich. And that might have been one of the more stressful moments of my life, because if it doesn't work out, that's no good for anybody. But ended up giving her the Heimlich, and we've been laughing about it. Probably once a month we laugh about it, if not more. And then she tells her family, and her family's reactions were, "Oh, he just wanted to hug you."
I started praying for him when I was 16. And I trusted that God had something rich and good, and a faithful man, and a man who saw me as a daughter of a king. And Brett does all of those things. He loves me in a way that is a pure sign of Jesus' love for me.
The day I proposed, we went to church with her parents, and then Ann and I actually got breakfast at Tin Bins in Stillwater. While we were playing games, my mom and my sister set up a little stand, like a love stand, right behind me here.
And as we were leaving, I thought it was gonna happen down by the river, and we got into the car, and I remember thinking to myself, well, maybe it's not happening today, but I didn't want to be upset or sad or mad about it, like I knew it was gonna happen when it was going to.
I took a quick turn, went up the hill to Pioneer Park.
And that's when I knew that he was proposing. I still tried to pretend that I didn't know what was going on, and we parked, and he took me into the park, and right away I knew he had rose petals set out to the part of the fence that overlooked the river. And at that point, I'm not quite sure what happened. He got down on one knee, said super nice things.
I proposed then. She said yes.
And one of the best parts about the day was, or the moment, obviously the moment was significant, but after I knew that his sister was taking pictures somewhere, and we both turned around, and I yelled, "Afton, where are you?" And here his sister pops out of a garbage can. It just added such a sense of comic relief in a moment that you didn't know you needed it. Yeah, so it was a special day. And then we drove around, got to see his grandparents, and ended up at a restaurant in White Bear where all of our closest family and friends were to celebrate with us.
Ann, I can't wait to marry you. I have been blessed to have you in my life, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. I can't wait to grow closer together. It's a journey that I've been excited for a long time, and I'm just super thrilled. I love you.
Brett, I can't believe the day is finally arriving, that we get to start our journey of life together. And the past year and a half that we've had together, I can't imagine what life is going to be like together. Today, when I was at the Shoreview house, I just sat on the couch and just thanked God for you, for the man that you are, for the leader that you are in our lives, and for the commitment that you've given me and our relationship. And I can't wait to grow together, to do life together, to challenge one another, and to become more of one together. You are by far the person that I know God had for me from the day I was born to spend the rest of my life with. I love you so much, and I can't wait for the adventures that are to come.